Danny Cummings, EBI 7, 145-pound champion. How's it feel, man? It's back-to-back championship for you, man. And it's been a long time. I think you're out the last couple of EBI.
Yeah, I've been injured for 2 EBIs now. Yeah. So it's really, really good to be back. Like the last 2 EBIs, like I was here, I was ringside cornering, Gordon or Gary, and just like, I'm so happy for my teammates. I'm so happy, and it's reassuring to know that even if I get hurt, I have teammates who can step in and win huge events, no problem, on a week's notice. But there's a part of you that wants to be in there too, that wants to be pulling your weight as a teammate. So I'm really happy that this weight class I can come down and perform on behalf of the team. John Danaher and then my training partners Gary, Gordon, Tavi, all of them. So.
Awesome. Talk about your training in terms of how did you make it look so easy up there, man?
Did it look easy? Because it wasn't easy. Everyone was really tough.
One of the most impressive.
Everyone was tough.
By far performances. Yeah,
really.
By far
I think everyone was very tough. We prepped really hard. Like John really meticulously managed the camp. He was on me every day. I mean, every day, hours a day. Just Eddie this, Eddie that. He worked some new things into my game, as you guys could see. That was really tend to be a bit of an old, stubborn grappler, and he's really he's working into new stuff that was very successful. I think a lot of confidence in that, which was great. I mean, this was I was supposed to have a super fight with Gio like 4 weeks ago, but Gio got some nasty staph infection, so I was cutting for 8 weeks. I was training for 8 weeks. This was just a long process, which switched quickly to the EBI rules. A lot of overtime prep we did still. That was probably the hardest part of the camp, physically training. Mentally too, just trying to work new things in the game in a competitive setting was challenging. I really got to give John Danaher credit with really trying to diversify my game. He's been trying for a very long time, but he's finally starting to sink in a little bit, which I think is making me a much more dangerous grappler. And it's a lot harder to deal with. I mean, this plan that worked, it didn't, if it looked easier just because the strategy was so strong, right? We have very strong leg attacks that are already developed, so when we attack the legs, people keep the legs away, knees back, head low, hip ice, and go to the back. So if we're dangerous off that movement, off our back takes, we go back, legs, and it's sort of an unstoppable combination. If you can be good at both of them and good at the transitions, which I think my sensei realized and really tried to steer me towards, and I think you just saw that strategy work very, very well tonight. In every each specific opponent we had different plans for as well. That was, I think, the overarching theme of what happened. So I think it's the strategy you need to celebrate, not necessarily the performance.
You were injured for the first couple of EBIs, and now you're back. Was it ring rust for you, or is it a lot of pressure defending that 145?
First match, the first match was such a tricky one too. Sergio is such a good grappler, such a tricky game, came in with such a tricky game plan, which we actually prepared for that specific game plan called Blizzarding. It's a very, very creative strategy. We have a few guys at the gym actually that do that. So so we prepared for that. But it was sort of like a tricky first match with the ring rust. It's it would have been better to have more of a fundamental grappler. Would have been better to have Chad George first. So it's okay, you have a guy who knows game, you know his jiu-jitsu straightforward, and you're just gonna have to defend passes and the guillotines and stuff. So so the first match maybe a little, but after that it definitely sank in.
And your gym with Gordon Ryan and Gary Tillman, you guys have been on the roll. You guys have looked impressive each and every hour. What do you attribute that to? Obviously, Danaher and you guys' training overall, but how do you feel about the fact that your teammates are doing so well? You yourself.
I think it just is a testament to our instructor. Really, you have to give it to John. He teaches us movements. These are his moves. These are his ideas. He's not just sitting there, maybe showing a random move here or there. He's really working on the game plans. He spends a lot of time with us. So you really do have to give him a lot of the credit, I think. And I think Gary and Gordon would agree with me here. We also, Gary and Gordon themselves are great grapplers. Gary's extremely creative. On the mats, if I'm working on an idea, I could show Gary something, he'll come up with 3 ideas I'd never thought of, and Gordon will steal all those ideas. Great, and then rename them the Gordon Ryan Special number 3.
Right. Speaking of Gordon, or Gary, recently he had a super fight with Paul Harris, and you're talking about maybe doing a super fight with Gio. Yeah. Is that something in the future you want to do too? Is go outside the EBI and compete and do super fight?
Absolutely. Polaris. Hopefully, there's a Polaris coming up I think soon, and love to get a spot in that. I think we are working on that. We're trying to figure out opponents and stuff. Always have a good relationship with the Scramble and Polaris guys. I like super fights a lot. I prefer them to tournaments in a sense, where it's tournaments. I mean, half the strategies, if you're not submitting guys quickly, your body's taking abuse. You know, you
Right.
can't overtime 3 rounds. It's just, no matter who you are, it starts wearing you down. Whereas in a super fight, you know, you just have this guy. You're spending energy, he's spending energy. You don't have to think about the future fights. So, you know, but both formats are, I mean, I think this tournament is an exciting format for the fans.
Yeah.
But the super fight cards, I mean, Polaris is fantastic. I mean, some of the best grappling cards in the history of grappling, you know, so. So I think there's an argument for both formats.
Right.
And how does this tournament win mean? What does it mean to you, this tournament win, compared to the first time around? And what do you plan on doing with the money?
Pay bills.
Pay bills.
I know.
Obviously.
I got nothing exciting to say. Bills, man. Like I live in the city. I don't do. I do jiu-jitsu for fun.
This is great.
Like when you're in camp and you're working on specific game plans, it's fun in a different way. Like you're working on meta and strategy, but you know the whole world's going to see it.
Right.
So it's like it's much more nerve-wracking. When you're at a camp, you know, jiu-jitsu becomes really fun again. You go in, you experiment, you play. You know, you get to work on other things. So there's this sort of 2 types of jiu-jitsu you do sometimes. So I'm going to do more jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it's cool.
This is what I like to do. Like, don't do this if you don't love jiu-jitsu.
Right. Yeah.
Like, if you don't love grappling, do not choose this as a profession.
You know what? Right now, the sport of jiu-jitsu is at its highest. You know, with the UFC Fight Pass going behind it, and especially the Awesome MMA movement is really high, and people are really excited about it. How does it feel to be showcased on UFC Fight Pass? I mean, obviously, it's like you become like a rock star in the jiu-jitsu world. How does that feel? And,
I mean,
and is that like extra pressure? You come into a tournament being like going to be on UFC Fight Pass?
I think, you know, John had a talk with me before this tournament.
Yeah.
And he basically talked about all that, right?
Yeah.
This is on UFC Fight Pass. This is some of the grappling events.
Yeah.
These are the grappling events that more people have seen than any other grappling event ever,
Right,
right?
yeah.
I think we all, that's like a fact, right? Like with UFC Fight Pass.
Yeah.
So when you start looking at that, it's like, wow, a lot of eyes on you. But, you know, you really have to block that out, I think, as a competitor to express the art in its purest form.
Right.
Like, if you start really thinking like, oh, did I look bad there? Or, oh, did people see this? Or, like, any thought in your mind while you're competing against guys at this level that's not strategic or like this clear zen state is a mistake just as bad as if you left an elbow out or a neck out. Like, it's just as bad a mistake. So you have to guard against thoughts like that, I think. So.
All right, so there you go. Congratulations on the win. Let the fans know where they can find you on social media. They can follow you throughout your career.
Eddie Wolverine on Instagram with an Eddie_Wolverine. I don't like that nickname, but my manager does. And I'm on Facebook as Eddie Wolverine Cummings. I have an athlete page, so look me up. Jeff Chu's on there posting photos and all stuff. And check out my teammates too, Gary Tonin and Gordon Ryan, also over on Facebook, and John Danaher, or Danaher John on Instagram.
You know, Eddie, like
a lot of wisdom on that Instagram. Trust me, that's the one to subscribe to.